we have to make any reminder calls or anything to Akshat, or he'll join us soon?
I think he'll join soon.
Okay. So we'll begin with meditation first.
Before we begin, I recommend you put headphones on if that's possible for you. If not, that's okay. You can still benefit from the meditation. However, there are sounds in the music that are really only audible with
You
headphones
guys
on
can
that are
listen,
designed to
right?
help you better
Even if
focus.
I'm mute?
So hit pause if you need to grab your headphones, and
Huh?
otherwise, just enjoy.
You guys can listen, right? If even I mute?
Wait, I'm not sure if he's coming though.
Try to mute, first of all. Yeah, now play.
Begin by getting in a comfortable seated position. Take a moment to adjust your sit bones so that they feel balanced on either side. Let your spine straighten and lengthen. Place your hands comfortably in your lap and softly close your eyes. And let your awareness center in on your breathing, feeling a sense of expansion on every inhale and contraction on every exhale. Throughout the course of this meditation, you will be guided to focus in on the music you are hearing. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Don't judge yourself for it. Just return your focus as soon as you notice back to the music and nothing else. Doing this helps you increase your focus muscles. Just like anything, any new practice, you gotta work at it in order to improve it. So, consider this a workout for your brain. You will listen to the music and focus all of your awareness on the sound. Continually bringing your focus back to the music, no matter what. I will leave you in just a moment, but before I do, I want you to know that you cannot get this wrong. Even if you find you can only hold your focus on the music for 5 or 10 seconds throughout the entire meditation, it's still a win. Don't give up. Keep practicing. The more you do this, the better your focus muscles will become. All right, tune in to the sound you are hearing and stay present with it. It's now time to begin to bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath, Notice the points of contact between you and the surface on which you are resting. Begin to roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes back to the world around you. Wonderful job. Like I said, even if you only were able to focus for 3 to 5 seconds, that's still a big deal. And the more you practice this, the longer you'll be able to focus. And that will carry over into other aspects of your life. So be proud of yourself for showing up for this. And keep practicing. Before we begin, I recommend you
Pradyun, your camera is off.
Yeah, Akshat will join at 5:15.
It's
All right.
already 5:11.
Maybe then we'll just wait for him to come.
I'm not really.
Not really. Okay. When are the times that we try to talk to someone, or maybe beyond that, do we kind of label with any names? Label these, the actions or the events, do we label as something as such? Pradyun, you can hint. I don't mind if you give him a hint since you already know. Come on, boys. This is not the math that you do or the science that you do. It's very easy. Hey, are you guys texting to each other? I'm going to disable it.
I already know the answer.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason I told you can hint him. All right. Anyway. So usually when you talk, there are so many, what are the general competitions that you'll have in the school, Akshat and Pradyun? Speaking, the talking competitions, especially speaking, formal speaking. Akshat, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So what do you think are these competitions that are generally held in the school?
Ma'am, in my school,
Any school, generally in schools.
ma'am, so like the competitions that are held in school,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, there are sports competitions, I guess.
Okay, especially the speaking ones.
Ma'am, speaking competitions, ma'am, like there's this thing where you have to make up a speech, and the person with the best speech is the winner.
Okay. Is it one way or is it two way? How?
Ma'am, so
Okay.
basically, everyone gets a topic to make a speech on, and they have to make a speech on it and present in front of the class or grade, and then the judges decide who's the best.
Okay. So this picture, I think this can actually narrow down whatever is in your mind.
Ma'am, is it debate?
Yeah, I'm glad. Okay. So have you participated in the past, both of you, Pradyun? I mean, I am sorry, I didn't really listen what you were talking to Ujjwala. So were you participating? Did you have the history of participating in any debate?
No.
Okay. What about you, Akshat?
Ma'am, I did, but that was a long time.
Oh, long time, as in your fourth, third class or sixth, seventh class?
Not like fourth or third.
Fourth or third. I think if it is about just last 2 years, you might be doing some online schooling, right? It's because of COVID and all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So usually what do you think happens in debate? I'm sure you have some knowledge of what debate is, what people try to do, right?
Ma'am, ma'am, there's like a question or like a statement, and then people take sides based on that statement. For example, like pizza is better than chocolate, and one side says the pizza is better, and the other side says the chocolate is better. And then they have this big argument about it, and they give points and all, and evidences to back up their points. And yeah.
All right. I think most of it that you're very aware that, you generally, a topic has affirmation, which is like for party, and against party, you call it as a negative argument, where there are two parties in debate, right? It can be individual as well as group debate, Nana. All right. But the focus today is individual. Okay. So how do we do? There's a process to it. There is a way in which we do, and there's a way to formal debate in ways. Okay. So if I may ask you one more thing, apart from arguments, what actually happens in a debate? Like, try to think a little beyond it. I know there are a lot of arguments that each party bring forth with facts or evidences to support their arguments. Okay, that's well understood. Okay, but beyond this, what actually happens when you're doing this? No?
Ma'am, you're trying to persuade the other side, I guess.
Okay, persuasion. Okay, great point. Pradyan?
To prove that you're right.
Okay, so if I think a little beyond the structure, a little beyond the format of it, what gets to me is that you're trying to critically analyze, critically think, right, your point of view, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, I assume that you're aware of what argument is, what an opinion is, but how different are they?
Ma'am, a debate is more organized.
No. I first want you to understand, just give me a one liner for argument and opinion.
Argument happens when there's a dispute between two opinions. And opinion is something that that you believe in. It's like something that about a subjective thing. Like pizza is better than chocolate, for example, is an opinion.
Okay. Well, when that comes actually into a formal setting, that's when you call it an argument. Okay. Isn't it? Very precisely said, good Pradyan. And argument versus debate. This is very straight. Yeah, Akshat, you were saying something before.
Nothing.
You were saying something about the debate, right? You can go ahead, Nana, continue.
Ma'am, I was gonna say that a debate is more organized than an argument.
Okay.
But ma'am, that only happens like sometimes. So.
Okay, so you think it's more informal way is being argumentative and all that, right? Is it what you meant?
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, I just, spoke about, why do we do a debate, or why do we watch debate, or at least, what goes beyond debating, right? So for me, I did express, why. So do you have anything else to add to it?
No.
So Pradhin, you were talking something about presidential debate to Ujjwala ma'am. So what was it, Nana?
Yeah, it was like not a proper debate really. It's like very informal. The moderator was like trying to like keep things civil, but then he wasn't able to, and because the presidents they just called each other stupid
Mm.
and told them to shut up.
Mhm. Okay, that is typically not language that's entertained. So, you know what? If you're way smart, more than, your arguments, your points, your evidences, the focus is more on the other team that what they are saying. So that's how you can better, you can, probably come up with fitting answers to their points. Okay. Have you watched any time US presidential debate or like,
No, not live.
not really? Okay. So first time I experienced properly a debate setup, not really back in when I was in my school, but during my university days, we used to have presidential debates. All the contestants, who's standing for, as a candidature for president, they used to come and they used to have a very nice, very pleasant way of discussion and, and taking it a little further debate. It used to be like. So, yes, why do we watch a debate? I still want you to think, maybe I want you to come up with the answer towards the end. What is the purpose of a debate? It's straight, I guess. Why do we debate with each other? Or for a topic, why do we debate? What is the main?
So that we can like so we need the formal setting of a debate so that we don't like get offended.
Get offended. Okay.
So that we can use proper language and not get offended, and also to like so that we make sure that our points aren't like logically our points and arguments are logically fallacious.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Akshit. See, imagine you're one of the parties, okay? Or imagine you are the mentor or you are somebody in the audience. So how do you find two people debating about one thing, somebody arguing for it and somebody arguing against it? Henceforth, you can draw a conclusion, what is the whole point of debating on one thing?
Ma'am, to like prove which opinion is better, or like, yeah.
Okay, that maybe if anything is blindsided or something we are being ignorant of, it can be highlighted, right? When two people do a debate, or like when people are discussing about one thing on different sides, it is pretty much understood that, okay, now which is more likely to have a better acceptance, isn't it? Okay, so I would want you guys to watch this, okay? And we'll go ahead further if you are not, if you are okay about it. Otherwise, if you have any doubts regarding this or the structure or anything that we discussed so far, we can have a small discussion. Okay, Nana?
We've sneaked in one more question, and it comes from Carl Becker.
Good evening. My question to both of you is, regardless of the current rhetoric, would either of you name one positive thing that you respect in one another?
Mr. Trump, would you like to go first?
Did you understand what he asked, Nana?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
And he asked them what they one thing that they like in each other.
Let me just play it for you again.
Both of you is, regardless of the current rhetoric, would either of you name one positive thing that you respect in one another?
Mr. Trump, would you like to go first?
Well, I certainly will,
because I think that's a very fair and important question. Look, I respect his children. His children are incredibly able and devoted, and I think that says a lot about Donald. I don't agree with nearly anything else he says or does, but I do respect that. And I think that is something that as a mother and a grandmother is very important to me. So I believe that this election has become in part so conflict-oriented, so intense, because there's a lot at stake. This is not an ordinary time, and this is not an ordinary election. We are going to be choosing a president who will set policy for not just 4 or 8 years, but because of some of the important decisions we have to make here at home and around the world, from the Supreme Court to energy and so much else. And so there is a lot at stake. It's one of the most consequential elections that we've had. And that's why I've tried to put forth specific policies and plans, trying to get it off of the personal and put it on to what it is I want to do as president. And that's why I hope people will check on that for themselves so that they can see that, yes, I've spent 30 years, actually maybe a little more, working to help kids and families, and I want to take all that experience to the White House and do that every single day. Mr. Trump.
Well, I consider her statement about my children to be a very nice compliment. I don't know if it was meant to be a compliment, but it is a great. I'm very proud of my children, and they've done a wonderful job, and they've been wonderful, wonderful kids. So I consider that a compliment. I will say this about Hillary. She doesn't quit. She doesn't give up. I respect that. I tell it like it is. She's a fighter. I disagree with much of what she's fighting for. I do disagree with her judgment in many cases, but she does fight hard, and she doesn't quit, and she doesn't give up, and I consider that to be a very good trait.
Okay. Okay. So you heard just, I won't call it an argument, but what are they talking about? Common thing, right? So according to you, I just have a small question. Who would have answered to the questions on point? Ujjwala, you're on mute.
Vanilla, you are asking who has given the better answer?
I think they both gave good answers. I don't think the 2016 presidential election debates were that bad, but then in 2020 it got super. It was. I'm talking about the 2020 debate.
Okay. So again, let me repeat my question.
Yeah, here's what it is.
I asked, like, who might have a better, way of saying that, what is one thing to respect about each other? Akshit?
Ma'am, I'm not sure.
It's straight there, Nana. See, it's simple, okay? The moderator asked, what is that one thing to respect, or what is the thing that they respect about each other? Okay. Yeah. So I just didn't feel that, for whatsoever the reason, that Hillary was to the point and up to the question. But it seemed to be that, he was quite like, he's got convincing points, I would say that she's not giving up, and I think that is also one of the traits, right, about Hillary, if you know her, isn't it? So I think it's also important that how do you frame and structure your argument is very important. So the way he came up with how she's not giving up, and it's got a strong personality of, like, being towards it and for it, is that makes him respect of her, right? So yeah, this is just one thing. So let me just go back and quickly show you.
We've sneaked in one more question and it comes.
Okay. So this is just a little, it's a formal discussion, like both of you know, and a particular manner in a public meeting. So it could be in assemblies or generally in schools, where one of the opponent, it's opposing arguments that is put forward in a very cordial way. We don't abuse each other. We don't fight there or anything. Okay, argue about a subject, especially in a formal manner, which you all know. Okay, so Nana, this is how it is. The structure of the debate is this, like for, pro, supporting team, against, con, or the opposing team. So it has also got another name, which is affirmative and negative. Okay. So both of them usually start with an opening statement, affirmation, like, I support, or I go for, I believe. Okay. And you can just read it here, take a minute, go through it. Okay. So you can have any n number of arguments. It depends on the time and and other things to it. Like usually it is 3 arguments or like 2 to 3 rounds that they do. Okay, so for which each of the argument have an evidence or data that supports their argument. I just cannot say that, India is a third world country or something, but for which I need to come up with the data. Maybe I could come up with something, the poverty or the unemployment that we have. So I need to come up with the proper, authentic data to my argument. Okay. So this is generally the structure to it. So obviously, I have the right to question my opponent. So each of them, there is a questioning hour or something that you call it. So where you will be giving counter arguments or questions for the opposing team. Okay. And as it is, after responding to each of these questions, I think there's a limit of 3 to 4 questions, again, depending on the team and the level of debate it is. And we end it off with a concluding statement, whatever so the respective team believes it. Okay. So here are the ones. Okay, we can do one thing. Okay, either okay, I will let you look at the topics. You guys can pick one. Okay, so I can cite one of you, Ujjwala ma'am can cite one of you. Okay, we'll take good 3 to 5 minutes to note down the points in our respective for, against categories. Okay, but before that, I would want you guys to look at the topics and decide on one, and just I'll be back in like half minute now. Okay.
Okay, can you send the link?
This link is not, this is for rubric.
Okay. So do we write that?
No, you don't need to write. We will have a debate. We'll talk to each other. You need to select one topic.
Okay. All right. So what are we decide? What are we going with?
I'm the fourth one.
Fourth one. What about you, Pradyun? You're
Okay.
okay with that?
What?
Akshit is saying that he would like to go with fourth one.
Okay, okay.
Is it okay with you?
Yeah.
Just take few minutes of time, each of you, and note down your points.
No. Before that, we need to just have an idea of who is doing what.
Okay.
I would like to go with the functional local brand. So what about others? Okay, do you want to go the other way? Ujjwala ma'am?
It's okay.
Sure. Then I can go. I'm actually good, you know. I'll go with the branded then. Who's coming with me? Branded. So let's actually avoid electronics, okay? Not electronics, but clothing line, watches, shoes, all material things except electronics.
Okay, ma'am.
So who's with the branded, and who's with the local or functional brands?
Ma'am, I'll do brand.
Okay, you'll go. We are one team, Akshat. Let's do this. Pradyum?
Pradyun, you are with me. We will support local brands, local and functional brands. Okay?
Okay, which side are we? Branded, okay, fine. Branded.
No, non-branded. We will be favoring local brands. Vanilla and Akshat are going with branded.
I mean, see, how do you, are you okay with it, Pradyum? Then three of us can team up one team up and then push Ujjwala ma'am to the functional, the local brand.
Yeah, okay, okay,
Okay,
fine.
otherwise
I
we
guess
can do
we're
this way.
functional.
Akshit and Pradyum can be one team and me and Ujjwala can be one team. Either
Ma'am,
ways.
Tell
Ma'am,
me,
me and Fadin will do branded.
you and
Okay,
Pradyun will go branded.
sounds good. Is it okay, Pradyum?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't have my book or notes, so I'm just noting down in my phone. Okay, so you need to come up with the opening statement. You guys are for branded clothes and we are against branded clothes. And yeah, you guys can communicate in chat if you guys want. Okay. Ujjwala ma'am, you'll see a text from me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are ready with your opening point?
No, I want you guys to come up with good arguments also, just in advance. So take good 2-3 minutes. Ma'am, you're ready? I'm not ready. I'm still making points. Okay, fine then.
I have few points in my mind, so I'll just
Okay.
text you. Just
Yeah. Nana, you should be really convincing with your argument. Okay, that's also very important. It's just not structure of the debate. The structure of your thought is very important. How you're putting it forward. Okay, that's something that I would really like to consider. And I'm sorry, there is rubrics, ma'am. Would you like to once discuss this with them?
Yeah. So I'll just open it in my page.
I'm sharing it.
Yeah. So the speaker's statement clearly support their position in the debate. First one is clear. Whatever you are giving argument, you should be very clear about it. What is your position? Okay, whether you are saying negative or positive, you have to be very clear. So in that you will get some points from 1 to 5. It is ranging from 1 to 5. If you are presenting really good support and your position is really good, you will get 5. Otherwise, 1. So 5 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So the second point is the speaker's statement appeared to be well researched and documented. So you can't just bluff in debate, okay? Your argument should be researched and there should be evidence of what you are saying. And the argument should be really strong. So if you have a good, strong argument with research and documented proof, then you will get highest mark 5. Otherwise, it will come down to 1 to 5. Okay. Likewise, if the speaker addressed the opposing team and made, like, this is not a physical debate, but we are having, it's a virtual. So I would not say eye contact, but yes, it is important in debate when you are physically in front of your opponent. Okay, so it shows your confidence. So it will also grab you some marks, but not much, because it is more about the content, right? So it will be from 1 to 3. 3 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. Arguments were presented with clarity and appropriate volume. So your voice module, your smiling face, you have seen that video, like where Hillary Clinton and Trump were debating, how confident they were, their body language, their voice, volume of their voice, everything matters. Okay, how firmly you answer the question, that matters. So here you will get point from 1 to 3. 3 will be highest, 1 will be lowest. Speakers were well researched and with minimum reliance on notes. So if you are referring less notes and you have been like well rehearsed, you have rehearsed your points very well, then of course more points, otherwise less points. 1 to 5. Rebuttal was specific to opposing argument and expressed with clarity. Okay, so again, if you are opposing the argument with very clarity.
Nana, rebuttals are nothing but, where you just oppose them, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. So if it is very clear, of course, you will get higher 0.5, or how it will go, like less clear 4, 3, 2, and less is 1. Okay, rebuttal shows evidence of good listening skills. So you have to be good listener also, because you have to give a answer to that argument. So how patiently you are listening, how you should not interrupt your opponent, and you should be a good listener. So that will also fetch you some points. So it's from 1 to 3. 3 will be very good listener, and 1 will be if you have ever interrupted or, less marks. Then concluding argument and statement were effective and convincing. So when you are concluding your arguments, it should be very effective and convincing. So if it is really very effective and convincing, it will fetch you 5 marks, or it will get less to 1. It's up to you how you are arguing and giving a statement and effective, convincing statements. So you have to conclude your argument very nicely. Then speaker ahead to the rules of the debate. Yeah, this is important because you have to follow all the rules and regulations. Again, it will fetch you some marks, 5 to 1. Overall collective effort of the debate team. Okay, their team, it's not the team. I'll just remove this. Team is not there.
So basically, overall, this is the points that would be okay. So,
But Vanilla ma'am, as we both are participating, who is going to give the points?
oh yeah, so you can be in it. So I will be more like a moderator. Okay, I'll be moderating. But yeah, I'll come and support if you need. But mostly I'll be moderating. All right, guys, are we ready with the opening statements? Okay.
Yeah.
Akshit and Pradyun are for branded clothing. Okay, and Ujjwala ma'am seems like no, it's not a good idea always to get branded, and she believes and she supports local or functional brands. Okay. Okay, who would like to go first? Which party?
Let's.
Ma'am, we'll go first.
Yeah, yes, very good, Akshay.
Okay. Ma'am, so our opening point is branded goods are higher quality than local goods.
Yeah, there are like a lot of like brands that are like dedicated to like making durable clothing. Like there are some brands that make clothes that can last for hundreds of years. So there's a great emphasis on quality.
Okay. Ma'am, Ujjwala ma'am.
Yes, so I think local brand also serves you good quality and it can be personalized. The thing is that branded clothes, they make it in a large quantity. So somewhere quality is compromised. But if you ask it to prepare locally, it will have better quality and it will be more personalized according to your taste. So I think local goods are better.
Okay, that being said, Akshit or Pradyun, do you have a differing opinion? Like, what are your what is an
Local brands aren't always guaranteed to be of good quality, and they might look good at the start, but then after like a few days or maybe like a few weeks or months, they might start breaking down really fast. Also, local clothes, sometimes they tend to lose color while washing them.
Okay. Ujjwala ma'am?
Okay, so don't you think, Akshat, like if I am approaching a tailor and giving my own fabric to the tailor and get it stitched, I can always go back to the fabric shop and the tailor to complain about defect in my product. But is it possible in branded clothes? If somehow you get defective, then it's a hassle because they will not return your money.
I would like only arguments. The countering arguments and questions are for the later session. Ujjwala ma'am. Okay, Pradyun.
Ma'am, most branded,
Akshit,
most
let's
brand.
give a chance for Pradyun Nana. I'll take your argument. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Yeah. Professional brands are also usually more trustable as a lot of them have been around for hundreds of years, and they're known for like making high quality clothes, so might be the safer option.
Okay.
So he's
And
again.
ma'am, most branded products have a return policy as long as you return it on time. And also, since they're made in mass quantities, they check for defective products and then they throw them away. So it guarantees.
Also, branded clothing, it makes you look good. Like people tend to like recognize the brand, and
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Ujjwala ma'am.
Okay, So one of the point is like it is very good for our local economy, right? If I go with a local brand, yes, Vanilla ma'am, you're saying something?
I let me just speak in. I'm now switching. I'm no more a moderator. Okay, so I think somewhere local brands, they're very cost effective. Now it also comes to affordability, right? It's not like everyone can afford a branded cloth. Okay, so if you have got Nike for about like 4K, 5K, you get a local brand like Campus or Adidas, maybe not Adidas. So, Campus or, something like that. Huh. Much lesser, and even the durability is not long. That can be replaced maybe after a few, months or like years. But the fact that there it is very cost effective and cost efficient, and anybody can afford, makes the local brands better.
Yeah. So these brands, not all the brands are that expensive. Like there are some brands that are like for people on a budget, at like stores or something. Then also,
Can you name the
these
brands?
branded, huh?
Maybe.
Ma'am, there are many brands with like a range in price quality. So I mean in price. So like there are some brands that have like products that cost less and then like really expensive products. So there's a price range for most brands.
Okay. All right. But nevertheless, I think for the local protection and for the survival of the local, I suggest and I prefer local brands than, MNCs or like the other brands outside, non-Indian brands. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
the star economy.
but then these companies, these brands can also offer a lot of employment to the Indian workers too. Like they can set up factories in India.
So, but then here the employment is direct, right? Even there is a production cost, production unit, sales unit, stores that will be open. So obviously, whatever the employment that is produced in an MNC brand or in a non-local brand, the production, the employment is also produced in a local brand, but in much less cost.
I think that
Shall I give you any pointers? Help you?
all right. So I guess it's true that I guess it's true that I guess that's true, but then there's also like brands can employ way more people than all the small local businesses, and they can employ them at and they can give them better salaries.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The other argument, which the other reason that I'm really against the brand is that it is a status of, it is a symbol of status and, prosperity when it comes to brands, right? So to have an equal balance between the students or the student community, I always prefer that, everyone should go with a very basic brand or maybe one common brand. So yes, he will join the same link now.
Yeah. And adding to your point, Vanilla ma'am, like suppose you purchased a very good expensive branded shoes. It will last for 3-4 years, but fashion changes in every 6 months. What will you do? You will throw it. You will again go and buy more shoes or clothes, right? If you are buying local and it's not that durable, it is quite durable and you can again go and purchase whatever is in fashion.
Yeah, ma'am, but fashion doesn't change that often. Like, ma'am, it won't just change. It doesn't change that often, and even if it changes often, there are only small changes. No big changes will take place in a small time period.
And also, the change is usually led by fashion companies who like they have teams of designers that work to like create new styles, new looks and all. So normally they're the ones driving the change.
Okay,
So they're prepared.
sounds fair from both the parties. So would you come up with nice closing arguments? Boys, you still didn't answer for the point about the status symbol and all that. So you can come up with
Yeah.
Which one?
the status symbol. So basically, you see, brands are okay. A set of boys wear Nike. Okay, is something, and a set of boys come with Burberry. Oh, that's even more higher, right? So brands are more like status symbols and doesn't have the uniformity, the equality between especially school going kids. So to just avoid that, or to avoid the differentiation between them, to always stick with one or local brands that are affordable by every family makes more sense. So yes, so you can come up with good closing arguments. Okay, it can go up to 2 minutes as well, 1.5 to 2 minutes. And Akshit can do it for like 1 minute, and Pradyum can do it for 1 minute.
All right, so like brands have like various like price ranges. Like normally normally most people don't cling to brands that hard. They just want to there are brands for like lower class people.
Mm-hmm. I don't think the lower class people, first things first, that they would even know what brands are. Okay. So Nana, to put it rightly, it's not lower class. You can call below poverty line, BPL. Okay.
Below poverty line people, then
Or that
they're
section.
struggling to meet like
Think. I've given you time. Now write it down. Making note is also very important. People like write note, counter them. Actually, there was no
yeah,
question.
but then below poverty line people they can't buy they have a struggle buying all clothes, not just the branded clothes because they're so poor.
Okay. Sai Nirud is here, ma'am. I will send you both to breakout room. Then I just
Also,
Pradyum will continue this
branded
for a minute.
also the status symbol you're talking about, right?
Hi Anirudh, good
That can be.
evening. Pradyum, 1 second. Do you want to say hi to everyone here, maybe? You need to show your face and say hi.
Hi, Sai Anirudh.
So he is Sai Anirudh. He is also one of our students, Anna. Okay. And these are they are your Annas in Indian language and way of introducing. Okay. I'll put you two in breakout room. Anirudh, I will join you shortly, okay? Okay, Nana? All right, yes. We can go ahead. Now I'm
Also about that status symbol, that can be like a good thing. That can be like a good thing sometimes if you want to like show that you have class and all.
Okay.
And also it can it can also multiple people like wearing the same brand. It can like create a sense of like unity and uniformity.
Oh, that's when everywhere is wearing the same brand, right? But if people are going with different brands, there's no uniformity. There's much diversity there in terms of.
There can be like one gang that wears like they can use like brands as a symbol. like a
Mm-hmm.
symbol of their identity.
Okay.
There can be
So
like
say
rules
if
like
it is especially in a school context, I'm sorry, I would have mentioned you in a school context, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. But in a school context, context, do you think it's a good idea? It's ideally a good plan to have this status symbol and group division, or maybe division among people. Akshit, what do you think?
Ma'am, what was the question?
Pradyun told that, it's actually nice to have a division, right? Isn't it, Pradyun? There should
yeah.
be some kind of division, is what he told. I said, ideally in a school setup, it's not a very good idea because there's a lot of, the diverse, set of people come in there, right? So, and it's not a good idea to divide and, kind of a thing where people are segregated based on their economic backgrounds or economical backgrounds.
Ma'am, that doesn't usually happen because like
Because generally there are schools like there doesn't tend to be a large range in income levels. Like most students tend to have like about the same income.
yeah.
Okay. So you think largely it's the same income, parent would prefer that school. So there's no
Yeah.
such thing.
Also, brands can be symbols of entire schools as well sometimes.
What is it, Nana?
Brands can be symbols of entire schools sometimes.
Okay. So, well, in that case, it's okay. But so my closing argument is this. I do believe that there should be a sense of equality, and there should be a direct, production units that will fetch the Indian economy, because there's a lot of employment that goes into the production and in sales and in outlets and all. So preferring a local good and brand would be more better and ideally good than preferring a brand that's non-Indian or very branded, like unlike local goods. Hmm.
Yeah. So okay.
You can write it down, guys. I've been telling you, you should have a pen. I have my pen. My pen today is my phone, okay? Otherwise, usually I have a book and some pencil or pen with me, but today I didn't have it close to me. See, you can talk about the durability and all, right? Boys, you're not talking about the durability, everlasting quality of the.
Ma'am, we did at the start.
No, that's only quality that you mentioned, but not about the durability and reliability.
Ma'am, after that, Pradyun talked about it.
Yeah.
But the words, that's what the set of words that you choose also should be very impactful in a debate. Okay. All right. Now, who's giving me the closing argument? Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So, branded goods are usually higher quality and are more durable than local brands, and they also have a better value for money and last longer than local brands. And most branded goods have guarantees, and also branded items. Most brands, they have online stores and stores throughout the country, many stores, so they're more versatile. So you can find them in almost all places, and they also give employment to many people.
Yeah, like for like a local startup might like a local business might just employ like some like only like the family maybe, but then with the but then with brands it's not just like the people who operate the factories. It's also like the management,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more like management, and also they need people to like operate the shops.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also
And
need CEOs to lead the production, right?
Okay. All right. That being said, we can, stop it here. So
Wait,
I,
lastly, these clothes, these branded clothes, they help to help people to like express themselves and
Mhm.
show and be unique.
And branded clothes also have more options than local brands. Like say different patterns, different colors, different
Exactly.
sizes as well.
There's like a lot more innovation in
Mhm.
these types of clothes, so you can express yourself better.
And brands can usually be custom made as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like for most brands, there's an option to have a custom made product. Like say take one product and then just customize it to your wants, I guess, whatever you like.
That
And it
makes
can also be done online beforehand. Like say in a local store, you can do that as well, but you can only see the result after it's done. But when you customize it for a brand, you usually have the option to do it online, so you see how it looks before it's actually made, and you know if you want it or not.
okay. All right. So that being, so usually that this is how we conclude and we close. And based on the rubrics that ma'am discussed with you, and we are given points. But otherwise, in our debate, especially, I don't even call it a debate. It was more like a discussion, according to me. So, what could have been better from both of us? I mean, from both the parties.
Yeah.
What could have been better?
Yeah.
Not yeah. Tell me what could have been more better.
I think our closing argument should have been shorter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was good, but then it should have been shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it was too long.
I think somewhere we would have given more context to all the points that we're discussing, because I just felt it way too random, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only later when I'm trying to customize my answers and trying to fit into a specific thing.
Ma'am,
So
like the topic just changed randomly.
is it? Yeah, that was also one of my observations. I am like, I could have been more specific when we are actually deciding a topic, but never mind.
Yeah.
So let me just present this. Okay. Okay. So there are 3 more topics. Okay, guys. So if you may see my screen, one is
Yeah.
parental controls versus self-judgment or self-responsibility. Teens should be allowed to, have access to internet and other websites. And on the other hand, no, probably not. Have some parental controls or something over all this, having access to internet content and all. The third one is should be imposed study hours and tuitions, or maybe, the student should be allowed to self-learn at their pace. Okay, so I would want you guys to unanimously pick one, take sides. Okay, maybe we can do a 10-minute debate coming class.
Yeah.
So this round we also missed the question round. Okay, probably I won't do that next time. So what do you think is the next interesting one, boys?
Ma'am, the third one.
Impose study hours, tuitions versus allow teens to self-learn and self-direct their time. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. So which side are you on, Pradyan and Akshay?
Ma'am, allow teens to self-learn and self-direct their time.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
You'll also be on the same side, but then I want you guys to take different sides. See, that's
Wait,
what.
do we have to debate now?
Debate on the third one. One of you will be for, the other one against the topic.
Okay.
Ma'am, I go against them.
You go. So imposed study hours or tuition hours is what Akshat is taking, and Pradyun allowing teens to self-learn.
No,
And
ma'am, against. So, ma'am, allow teams to self.
so that's what. Okay. Pradyun, you?
Yeah. Same. I mean, like, I'll take the other side. I
Other
don't
side
want
as
to,
in
but
what
I guess, but I want to get the experience of, like defending a side that I don't, like, defending views that are not my own.
Exactly. That's good. That's very good. Yeah. So you will be taking, though I know you're more supporting onto the teens being, directing themselves, but then you want to see and, okay, that's a good idea. So you'll be doing it, should be imposed study hours. There should be imposed study hours or tuition hours. And Akshat will be, for the topic, allowing teens to self-learn or self-direct, right?
Yeah.
Pratham, it's
Yeah.
going to be a little tough, but otherwise also I want you to come up with all the pros of it, okay? How it's going to save time or having a sense of, different, guided direction and all points like that. And Akshat, here what you can do is, having said that, gives them a sense of taking responsibility and self-management are the factors that you can focus on.
Yeah.
Okay, Nana. Okay, Pradyum. See, everything has got its pros and cons, okay? But how you're kind of portraying it is very important, okay? So can I expect a very healthy debate next class for like 10 minutes? Where there'll be
Okay.
opening statements, and then there'll be two arguments, 2 or 3 arguments, and there'll be like good 1-2 minutes question hour, question minute, where each of you will have 2 questions for each other, and there'll be closing arguments. Together, all this will come about 10 to 12 minutes, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you guys want, you can just take a screenshot of it. Or maybe just take a note of it directly.
Okay.
Okay, you done?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, boys. So